we're back with another episode of All Star Fandom as we do a review of.
Hey man, I felt left out, cuz. Don't laugh at me.
With glasses, you almost knocked over your head. You almost knocked over your.
Hey man, I had to put them on right fast, bro. Good evening, everyone.
Anyway, Doc's back, Jen's back. Special guest Will Farrows. He hopped in the chat last week, and we do our podcast, our wrestling podcast, every week too. Big comic book guy as well. Will, introduce yourself to the people, man, so we can hop into this review of Ironheart.
You literally just introduced me.
Did I? It's been a long day, man. Will Ferrell, ladies and gentlemen.
It was like
episode 4.
I present to you, Will. This is all information about
over here.
Right here. Introduce yourself.
There.
Your turn.
Will.
Is there anything you would like to address right now? The floor is yours. Just to,
Marvel fans have now become Star Wars fans, and it shows. I put it out there. Yeah.
And we'll,
like Goldmember says, there is no pleasing you.
No.
And we now get it. Because
welcome to my world.
Yeah, all episodes of Ironheart is out. And they still hating. That's why I'm like, there's no
reason.
There's no pleasing you. There's nothing that is going to give you wow, masterpiece, no notes. So now we just know.
Yeah, that's unfortunately where we are. We what 10 plus years in, 13 years maybe into the MCU.
17.
And
17.
And it's 17.
17?
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God.
Iron Man came out in what 2008?
In 08.
08.
Yeah. Oh wow, man. So
the first time.
Dude, so a lot of legacy of Iron Man is in this Ironheart show as well, especially those first 3 episodes. But what we'll do, we'll take a quick synopsis, a little quick down. Episode 4, Bad Magic. We'll go through a sort of synopsis of that episode, then we'll sort of dissect it, point out some good things about it, and then go from there. So, man, again, a longer episode than the other 2. I think they were about an hour apiece, and then the last one was about 30 minutes. But with episode 4, Bad Magic, Riri begins to investigate the mystical properties of the hood. So, the little piece that she got off, the hem of his garment is what we called last week. A little hem of his garment. That she got last week. But then also it's revealed from like a dark dimension and influenced by a powerful demonic entity. We see that sort of take more hold. Parker's driven by the cloak's influence and desire for revenge after Riri's inadvertently led to his friend's, John's death. And that escalated in his hunt for Riri. Meanwhile, Ezekiel, now exposed and imprisoned due to Riri's actions at Heirloom, is recruited by Parker and his crew. So Riri then seeks help from Zelma, again from a Strange Academy. Some deep cuts into the mystical side of Marvel, which I'm enjoying. And her reached out to her and her mother and a family of witches, which ties to Kamatage, where Doctor Strange were. Again, weaving everything back into it, sort of expanding that show's focus on the magical side of the MCU. The episode sort of delves into Riri's struggles with grief and the ethical implications of Natalie, particularly when her brother Xavier is sort of horrified at the entire interaction, which is super understandable. Then after that, business picks up, and we lead into that next episode with the capturing of the suit and Riri sort of fighting for her life. But with episode 4, Will, our esteemed guest, since I'll throw you a different lob of an introduction. Thoughts on episode 4, man, especially after all the heat from last week. Thoughts on this one to get you back in. What were your thoughts?
Well, I was never out. So 1 through 3 had me staying there. And then, of course, I know a few people who have seen all of the episodes before 4 through 6 aired, and they were already letting me know that like 4 and 5 are like the best ones out of the series. So it's like, okay, so I know if I'm enjoying 1 through 3, and I thought those were incredible. So it's like, okay, 4 and 5 and then 6. It's like, oh wow, if y'all tell me those are the best of them, I'm looking forward to it, and it delivered everything I needed to. I think too, just from just 4, everything it gave.
Yeah.
Just as far as like what I think what they did in the whole with this series of introducing us to what the world is now with everything that has happened. What's around, what people are talking about, like they're not hiding. I think one thing that stood out to me that I loved was watching the introduction of the magic. Like you said, coming into Zelma and her mother. First of all, blessings to Cree Summers.
Damn.
National treasure.
Yeah, for sure.
But what blew my mind was the fact of being a former member of Comertage. Like, it hadn't really processed to me like, no, people leave Comertage.
Yeah.
Like, it really is a school. Like, you could graduate, even though she dropped out to take care of Zelma. It's like, you can graduate and go back to your regular life. And I'm like, yo, I
have questions about that. It's like, wait, then who's the father of Zelma that you had a drop?
So you know who I'm thinking?
Who you think?
Mordo.
Oh
boy.
Think about what's, again, I don't want to get together. We brought going episode for episode.
True, but
just think about how she's acting and what she's doing.
And then what the mother says, how when she left, the school, if you will, that she came up with her own way of doing magic that was beautiful. That was not like what was being taught. It's different.
Exactly.
This is Will's a theory machine, man. Like you want a good theory? Go to Will. Will got one for you.
Who could have been the dad? Because if you think about it, only 2 people with enough swag would have been Mordo or Wong. That'd have been it.
Yeah, you're right.
Imagine if Wong was the father.
You're right.
People I see bagging Cree Summers is Wong.
But then again, if one was the father, he still make his way back to him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He would take care of the baby.
He goes all over the place. He's popping in, and it's like, oh, it's Wong. It's Wong.
This man popping up in bars. Shang-Chi.
Bring your ass.
It's wild. I never even thought, like, I was still so in it. I don't even think I thought about like who her dad is to make all of this, like, leave Comertage. I was like, I never even thought of it then. But that's a good one. That's a good theory. Anything else, Will, before we pass it around the rest of the table? Anything else from like that?
I liked it. I don't want to get into too much because I know we're going to discuss the episode, but just overall I love the progression of the story. I know people were trying to say like the pace isn't there or anything, but I think it was great. I love the dynamics and the shifts that we saw in the characters, their relationships with one another, especially like that opening scene with Parker, with Riri in the beginning of the pizza shop honoring John. Like it would there's so much that they gave us in this story that lets you know, like, yo, we're dealing with real people and refreshing characters that we're seeing where we're skipping past what we usually need to make a Marvel thing work. Heavy cameos, so many references. It's like, no, we didn't need that. We're here, we're in this story, and they're keeping us entertained. So that I enjoyed 4 so much. And we know normally those are the ones that are the make or break episodes. It's like, either this one is going to let us know they're going to drop the ball at the end, or they're finna ramp up and give us something great.
Jen, your thoughts on episode 4?
I'm in agreement with Will with everything he said because I have the exact same feelings. I think one of the things that I appreciate with really good writing is when they don't spoon feed you. And they allow you as an adult, as a consumer who's been in this franchise for 17 years, how to put 2 and 2 together, because we're adults. We live life. We know how to put things together like that, where I don't have to be spoon fed. Let's just keep the story going. If it's an unnecessary beat, don't put that beat in there. Keep it going. What I'm really loving about 4 for me is something to what Will said, how real the dynamics are. Because if you, like what I say with Star Wars, if you take Marvel out of it, if this were, you know, something happening in the real world where, you know, you have a group of people, you know, doing some crimes together because they want to do what they want to do, and someone messes up and gets one of their friends killed by accident or whatever the situation is. Those are real feelings, and that really does happen. So I really enjoyed seeing in Marvel how relatable this group is and all the different dynamics. And then Riri dealing with her grief, and she's being very avoidant of everything and not really communicating well. I'm like, sis, you just need to communicate. Just use your words. Just why are you stop being avoidant?
So, I will say the mama should have black mama just a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Okay. If this was in the South, that wouldn't happen. Be like,
but
no,
hold on.
Ain't going nowhere.
How do you do that? How you do that with a baby of an IQ of like 260 though?
I take her suit. Be like, you know, put the suit in my room.
How?
You're still mama, man.
So wait. Here. Like I cover up a Hispanic family. This is a real story that happened. One of my cousins got into real big trouble when he was in high school. Real big trouble. So what did my uncle do? He goes, okay, you're gonna be like that. You're grounded. You're going to go up to your room, come down here for food, go back up to your room, go to school. My primo thinks he's good because he's got music in his room. He's got a TV in his room. He's got all this stuff. What did my uncle do? He stayed home from work, took out the power sockets and disconnected everything from the power sockets and put them back into place like nothing. And all he had was his lamp when he came home.
Oh, wow.
So, you know the equivalent of that with an Iron Man suit, just I don't know where you do with it. Like,
put it in my room. Put it in my room.
Just get it underneath the shoulders and just drag it back.
We talking about your daughter. Your daughter made a watch that can protect you in a bubble, in an impenetrable shield.
No, there should have been more follow-up questions to a lot of what Riri was saying. Like, even when they left the shop, and she just going, come on, man, she just going back. Pedal into the.
She sure did. That was so smooth.
I'm out. Nah,
that's the whole thing. And that was my thing. She didn't come home and catch that raft. Like I'd have been sitting there. Oh, so we just jump in this suit.
Because some babies you gotta handle different, bro. You can't spank them. You gotta handle different.
There was no shoe holding ready to go fly in the air.
Bro, you talking to somebody? I done taught them all from 6th grade all the way up through high school, bro. You gotta treat someone different. But
you got an iron suit, and your mama tell her put it in your room.
I'm gonna get in that mud and fly away. I got things to do.
You know you.
I got things to do. I show her, man. I'd have been slapped all up through that house. My bad.
He know he ain't going in his mama room and go get that suit.
Man, my mama and my dad would have been on each side.
Especially if mama not only put it in her room, but not only that, if mama put it in her room, she put it in her closet. You gonna go into mama's closet and take it? See,
that's how I am.
Riri was just super rebellious, though, bro. She just like she wasn't going for none of that stuff, bro.
But I asked, what you gonna do?
Oh no, me, yeah. Hey, mama, I'll get my suit tomorrow if I can. I'm gonna go to school.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, my grandfather was in World War II. He would have whooped my ass. My uncle was in Vietnam. He would have whooped my ass. Then my dad would have came home from slinging concrete all day. He would have whooped my ass. No, I'm good. Yeah, you keep the suit, man. I'm gonna go sit down.
Be like, man, we need you on this mission right now, man. I will.
Nah, I'm good. I'm grabbing.
I'm sorry, my mom has my suit in her room. I can't go in.
Yeah, we be sitting on the stoop.
Yeah. I can't commit crime today. Yeah, this
guys, I'm so sorry.
Can I just say one thing about Riri? I really love the necklace because she could be so casual. And the way it called. I just really love that detail. Every time she did, I was like, that is so smooth.
Yeah,
I like that.
Sure.
Yeah. Especially in the next episode, I was like,
perfect timing, right? Yeah.
But but I don't want to jump too far. So
Doc, your initial thoughts on this episode for Bad Magic?
Man, can we say real black girl magic, dog? Out with
across the board, man.
Boy, when they started doing that, when she looked at her mama and said, "Mama, I apologize," and they went to that other dimension. I said, "Wait, I was not ready for that. I wasn't expecting it." No.
And we also say how smooth she was.
Oh, so smooth, bro.
Like when she brought them glasses up, I was like,
"Hey man," and she was like this.
I had to pause.
I wish I could do it right now. It don't work for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I loved it. I loved it. I'm just saying. I love every minute of this episode, dog. Like for real, I really did. I enjoyed every acting scene in this episode. For me, it was brilliant.
Everyone was phenomenal.
And to see how Parker, I mean, and I give most of his intelligence to that Hood, how he kind of played Riri a little bit. And then when it got old boy, it was like, didn't tell her about bringing in a new tech guy and shit. I was like, okay. He's still trying to play her as if she ain't figured out already what type of person he is, what type of time he on. You know what I'm saying? And then,
And that was my thing. I was like, he know. Don't
yeah.
Why you feel it? She could feel it. Like she felt it.
But she needed, I guess, keep your enemies close, right? You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of figure out if they trying to plot on you, if they plotting on you, which he was, and he wasn't playing no games, boy. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode, bro. 100%.
Co-sign everything y'all said with it. My biggest thing was I was anxious to see the character arc of Ezekiel from this. Because with him being, implicated in the heirloom job and all of that stuff, I was like, oh crap, she's got to get to him quicker. Riri just didn't get there quick enough, man. Like he would have been like, once I was like, okay, I didn't save a man. She essentially Batman Begins him. What did he say? I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
I do not have to save you. Yep.
That's essentially what she did and flew up out of that joint. And deal with that. And then, okay, wait a minute. Joe McGillicuddy, aka Ezekiel, aka Joe McGillicuddy,
Mr. Stain.
That would have been the next person I went to see. Like, hey man, you got to get up out of here. We got to bounce. We got to do something. So I was more interested in seeing like his arc within it, which we get into more of that in the next 2 episodes too, to sort of see his story sort of fleshed out a bit.
And then you also got to add the Riri ain't no criminal, so she don't think like them.
No, she is a criminal.
She's a criminal.
She's a criminal now, but she wasn't a criminal in the beginning, so she wasn't thinking like them.
No, she was.
No.
She's just gonna call her a whole criminal out the gate, coming out of MIT. Criminal.
Here's the thing. She's like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone when he was walking up on with that toothbrush.
Yes, she's a Kevin McAllister.
Absolutely. Criminal.
Oh man.
Absolutely. Well, no, like when you think about it, like she committed plagiarism on so many levels with so many different universities I don't know.
I won't call that plagiarism because she was actually writing their stuff from her brain. That's not plagiarism. That's her being brilliant.
But that doing it and selling it.
She was hustling. That's a hustle.
No. But she was taking those things and then making them for herself. So that was the thing. That is plagiarism. So you're taking someone else's stuff, improving it, but you're still taking and copying it from them without their permission. So that is plagiarism and calling it for your own to sell to other people.
Right. And then these professors are going to know that these students are turning in this work. They're not really the people that were doing it. So when she comes out with her own stuff from the university she's in, like, that.
And all I said was brilliant.
Really?
I mean, is it? Does it still make you a criminal? Yes. Because my thing is, it's like you have been doing things
under the table,
and the thing is, like, and what I loved about it was, and I know this is, I won't jump too far, but it was like something her mom asked her in the next episode. Why are you doing all of this?
Oh yeah.
And the only answer she gives to us because I can.
Yeah. Right. That's a very villain ass comment.
Yeah, bro. It is.
Or actually, I think the line is because I want to. Like, it's along those lines.
She said because I can.
Because I can.
They asked her, why did you build this suit? Because I could.
I can.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't. There's no logic.
And that's an avoidance statement. She's avoiding the real reason why she's doing it, which comes up later. But that's been her whole answer about everything to anyone that asks her, well, why are you doing it? Because I can. Because I can. Because I can.
And even in the decisions you're making, it's like clearly because you're not consulting with the people that care about you to give you clearer guidance, you're making things. And for one, you're not listening to the one thing that you built that you're supposed to be listening to, which is Natalie. You're doing stuff that don't make sense. Like at any other time, you could have got this red cloak, a piece of this red cloak,
Mhm.
but y'all were at his place.
Yep.
Y'all could have been there. If Clown cracked the safe already,
Yeah.
you could have gotten it then.
Clown was wearing the cape. You could have taken a pic when Clown was wearing it.
Like,
Even
hey,
though,
man,
although I must say, it should take a minute for her to cut a piece of that cape. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't no easy zip, zip, zip.
Yeah, but still, you got more time to do it than
overtime
sneaking during a job that you're not on or supposed to be in another position, and then lying to Zeke about trying to use this stuff, which is what got you caught up.
Yeah, you got to
Right, because
man.
then like she did
rocks, man.
she did a quick fix with that thing that was covered with that bionic stuff, which when I finally got caught up on the episode, I was like, oh my gosh, he cut his arm open. Oh my gosh. Dude. Anyway, but she did it so quick, like it was a sign that she was showing that she was slipping because she wasn't being tactful with it either.
But this is what she kind of runs into as well. It's like she's like a bull in a china shop, right?
Yeah.
With the things that she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Tony.
Yep.
Hey, dude.
Except he did have billions of dollars. That's the
right. But he's doing the same thing with her.
Yep.
Hey, Tony, I don't think we should make an AI. Hey, Tony, I don't think we should be trying to use this to make this technical stuff. Be like,
and the dynamic between Tony and Pepper is Riri and Natalie.
Yeah.
I do have a question. I guess we can hold this to the end about Riri and Tony connection and why she won't do something I was thinking she would do when we get to the end.
Okay, well, hold that. Make sure you jot it down and have it. Anything else from this episode that we may have overlooked? I think we covered Zeke, we covered her mom, we covered Jen.
One of the things that stuck out to me was now that Primo John is gone, you can really see how he really grounded Parker and really kept him plugged into reality. So now that anchor is gone, now he got even more absorbed with the magic from the cloak, and it really derailed him even more to where he's not thinking straight, because then dissension in the ranks starts happening with the group, because then the Clown's like, hey, can you pull up some obituary reports? I just want to check something. Which I think, I don't know if that's in 4 or 5, but like just to the point.
It's a little later, but we get
it's kind of hard for me with this one because 4 and 5 merged.
Yeah, they did.
Oh wow!
It's like, okay, which one was it in 4? When was it in 5? Because when I said the White Castle thing, I was like, wait, that's 5, right? Ooh, I don't want to jump too far. And I was like,
the fact that we got a White Castle, White Castle. But like the point being, even though I'm merging it into 5 a little bit, is because now that John is gone, that anchor is gone, and now he really starts to derail after this point.
Yeah, like all of what you know and what you're really doing, and we saw it throughout episode 1 and 3 with John saying, "Hey, man, maybe we should stop. What are we doing this for? Maybe we need to slow this down." And Steve, like, okay.
And John was proven right.
Yeah, but we're also seeing like where Parker ends and the hood begins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you're seeing it where it's like, okay, this ain't Parker making these decisions no more.
It's the hood.
I'm just gonna say something, man. The idea of the hood is, oh my God, that's genius. We'll talk about it when we talk about old boy.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
On this thing, I was
the idea of that hood is genius, dog. Come on, dog.
And then the scarring is progressing
quicker than
it did before.
There's evil personified within this thing. Like as soon as you touch it,
exactly. You know I loved it.
Here's a question too with the magic thing. So episode 4 really opened up the whole magic door a whole lot wider with Zelma and her family and the witches sort of expanding into that world of technology of Riri, right? I guess, did y'all feel like it was like a natural progression for the series? Because when I started this, I didn't think we'd be getting magic.
I told you last time, magic was coming, bro. Oh my goodness, I wanted the magic. You got, like I said, after the whole Stephen Strange thing, bro, magic is here.
They've they've been building up to it, because this is where I still have the opinion that they're really revving up for Young Avengers, because you have Agatha all along. We got Billy Maximoff, and he's Wiccan, and there's a whole lot of magic in there. Then you go to the new Daredevil show, and they have a moment where Daredevil happens to have an interaction with Kamala's father, and she has some magic capabilities that are tied into there. And then now we have this aspect,
full magic, baby.
With a certain person we're going to talk about very soon. So, and all those elements, and the fact that we got like another tie-in to Doctor Strange and the temple where they train and all that.
And
so,
let's not forget, Shang-Chi was nothing but magic.
Right. So they've been setting this up for a while now. They're just putting. It's like when the last two Avenger films came out, and everyone was like, "What's the last one going to be called? What's the last one going to be called?" They put it right in the script when Doctor Strange said it, and we were all so PO'd that he said it. He said it.
But this was the perfect introduction to the already established MCU and magic, because in some cases people like to say magic is just science. It's a different form of technology.
Science.
Why this is the perfect time to blend both worlds together and see how they would operate. And you couldn't have had no better choice than to see it with Ironheart, because this is what you're going to need, because you don't have $1 billion to build a suit. But now my big question that I had was when it came to Zelda.
To
who?
To Zelda.
Okay.
And it's going to tie into the end credit because I have a theory. But my question I had was, one, why is Zelda having a room in a dimension without telling her?
Without telling her mom?
Why is she dealing in dark magic?
Exactly. I had the same question. And I'm going to reference another movie when we get to the end.
Well, to the point we're making, this is not a Marvel movie, but one of my favorite underrated Disney films is The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nicolas Cage.
Such a good
film, yes.
And when the young apprentice asks questions, Nicolas Cage actually explains, to what we just said, you're using all of your brain. This is how come you can do magic, because of your intelligence. Science and magic go together. It's an extension of science. They actually make that reference in that film.
Yeah. But it makes me very curious to see, like, okay, why are you dealing in this? Because I caught a lot of stuff that, like, her mom was actually like, where you get these brain bug gnats from? And I'm like, yo, who is she dealing with?
Right.
It's so. Oh man, I got so many questions.
That's what I said. We'll talk about it when we get episode, because I got my theory. That's connecting a lot of stuff to what we're gonna see next.
Yay.
Yeah, but overall though, like, I like that. I like seeing more of the dynamic between her and her mom too. Like, really us showing like how bad this was for you and like what you're hiding. Because my whole thing was, it was like, yo, why don't you just tell her? It ain't like she don't know.
Yeah,
like she know you Ironheart. Like, clearly some news has came out about seeing a suit and stuff. Like, just say it, because
you made an entrance. Everyone was like, that was you who flew in? Gina Manday? Like, everyone knows.
Yeah,
but I love seeing that about that.
Well, guess what? Again, I didn't expect the magic and tech to go in play in this one, so I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was.
But how did you
surprised? I was pleasantly surprised, because we've seen so much tech throughout 17 years. We've seen all the technology evolve. Iron Man goes from being able to having to go home suit up to just pressing a nanobytes on his suit, right? So we've seen that whole full circle of what that, and he figured out time travel, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
But all in all, like, I like the blend of it, and I thought it blended really well too. And I know in the next few episodes we'll sort of see how it collaborates with the technology too. But with episode 5, man, let's just go to it. I think we'll just go to episode 5. I think we got a lot to sort of dissect in that one too. But the magic in tech is working for me.
Yeah.
So episode 5, Karma's Glitch. So Riri, she's now targeted by Parker's crew. She battles there. She battles them in a white castle, outside of a white castle, up above a white castle, wherever the white castle was. We were all the way around there. So including running into an upgraded Ezekiel as well, who is unknowingly controlled by Parker. Riri's suit is damaged, forcing her to sort of confront the limitations with no suit now. But to combat the magical threat of the hood, Riri decides to fight magic with magic. With the help of Zelma, she integrates magical elements into her suit, but at a significant cost, which we'll talk about as we keep going about that magical cost behind everything. But with this one in particular, Natalie is erased in the process. Parker is now driven by his vendetta and the demon's influence, which we'll talk about that demon as well, and confronts his estranged father and gains control of the family assets too. So quick synopsis of that one. I know we'll dive into it bit by bit, but just initial thoughts on this first episode. I know we've kind of picked a little around it there too, but Jen, kick us off. What was your initial thoughts episode 5, from the fight at White Castle all the way to Parker essentially just, big boy and his dad, sign it, get out of here?
You know what? I really loved how they're building so well on each episode. They're really tying everything together very neatly. And I always say this about myself as a joke. I think sometimes I'm still so gullible, because the whole thing about this actually, this whole thing was because this had to do with his dad kicking him out when he was 12, and that the house that he robbed, they tried to rob him with his cousin at the beginning, and that the whole crew went back to, that was his dad's house. I'm like, wait, this is your dad?
Jen, I'm with you. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see it coming either. I was with you. I was like, what?
But then I was mad at the father. I wanted to smack the father. I was like, you know what? I would smack him because he was so. It's like, I just didn't watch you anymore.
He was cold.
I was like, shoot him. Shoot him right now. But put a bullet in him.
My gosh. But yeah, that was such a unique twist that I could not fathom at all, because I was just thinking that it was going along with the little research I did, because I haven't read these comic books, so I've been doing research on the fly to get caught up. I thought it was going by what I learned from the research I did about how he was trying to, be his character and what he was wanting to do and all that. So that was very surprising. And then the other thing that I liked too throughout these episodes was how we got bits and pieces of the backstory, not the whole thing at once, and then how they tied those things together, from where he started with John to, which I think this is in 6. I want to be careful, but then going back to that and then going further down that story, what happens further down, which leads to the hood. So but yeah, and then that fight scene, my freaking gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
he survived somehow. Well, I say so somehow. Her brain helped her. Her smarts helped her survive that thing, man.
I was just about to say, for a kid who grew up on the streets but wasn't really in the streets because she's smart, so she's in school most of the time, unless she's hanging out with Natalie. She did pretty good holding her own. I was like, okay. But then I like how the actress humanized it, because there were moments where I really felt like, wow, I could tell she's really terrified. She's doing so good in this. And then the Ezekiel reveal and how they changed that storyline a little bit, because I researched him too. And the unexpected of, you need to leave Chicago before he finds out you're not dead. I'm like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
But
there was so many moments when I thought Riri was out of there, cause
this, and then I'm also enjoying the performance of this actor who was Han Solo in the Solo film. Just from where we are introduced to him as John, and then how he gets this little ego boost and courage, and he gets just a little bit more cocky, not too much. And I'm really enjoying that performance. He's doing so good. I'm going to stop there so I can give other people a chance to talk.
Will, your thoughts on this episode, man? Karma's glitch. What were your thoughts on it?
I loved it. I thought it was a great continuation to 4. It really did a fantastic job of showing loss to amongst everyone and what loss
Yes.
can do to you.
Yep.
So from the loss of Riri, like really losing her stability of everything and being backed into a corner and really now having to deal with her issues. Parker's loss of everything, losing John, but then also losing everything that you knew, being kicked out at 12 because you're not wanted. And
Man.
you know, losing the loss of love as a father, and then even too like the crew themselves.
The mama, because the mother died.
Yeah. Another thing of loss, the crew now no longer a crew thanks to this, losing that and that trust being built. I thought that was just like incredible to show like how much loss can really do and how what it can affect and impact. And I think that was the whole thing of this show. Theme of this show was to show you what loss can do. I love the battle between Riri and Zeke, because what's so crazy about it was the way she was about to die is the way his father died. Which was electrocuted. And like when he's holding her, and I'm like, yo, the way the fact that the suit is still that same, almost that same color as the Ironheart, and I'm like, but how it's reversed, and I'm just like, oh wow. And then watching the fight scene at the beginning, I was like, the one thing I saw after that, I was like, I need a Marvel Presents of just the henchmen. I need Blood Twin and Slug in like an hour special, and I felt like they could go to I always say the name wrong, but the city where it's like crazy. Magidor. Yeah, I feel like they should go back there, connect with Agent 13, and like that's how Slug got a payoff, like from being wanted as working with them, and you see all of them together as a group. Because I was like, they're doing it for me.
Yeah, they work well. They work well together.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need a series, I don't need a show.
Yeah,
I think if you focus Magidor as a quick little special presentation,
Madripoor. You sent Madripoor.
What is it called?
Madripoor.
Madripoor. You sound southern when you saying this, so I feel like
yeah, Madripoor.
Right, because I was like that doesn't sound
Madripoor.
It sounds like we both saying that M city, that dangerous M city.
Oh man.
But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great writing to see.
Oh yeah.
I almost kind of wanted the Hood dressed up that entire time like that, because when he walked into his that suit, I'm like, like this all the time. You look so fly now with the Hood.
Because he looked goofy the first couple of times you see him with the Hood. The Hood is like kind of cooking and shit, and you know he's pulling on his shirt and shit. Like he don't look like a super criminal.
But his hair was slicked back and everything. I was like, Borican, check you out, okay?
I was like, yo, he look fly. Like that would look like a crime boss.
Minus them joints on his jaw.
Yeah, but when you watch episode 6, it show you why it was like that. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what y'all did there. Now it's all starting to make sense of why this happens, which I also have a very big theory about all of that stuff too that I'm gonna tie all of this in with. But yeah, as far as 5 goes, I thought it was a great continuation. It's like when you already get your plate with your steak, potatoes, shrimp, and they'd be like, hey, you know, the chef also wanted you to have this. It was a lobster somebody didn't want, and we wanted to, you know, did you want to get this lobster? I'll bring you some butter. It's like,
thank you so much.
Well,
I thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, sure. I would love to.
No, it was definitely a great continuation. I know we talked about how 4 and 5 felt like one
episode,
one sort of episode. But Doc, what were your thoughts on episode 5, man? What were your standouts too,
bro? Okay, first the fight scene of Riri holding her own against 2 killers. Like they don't play about it. They killers.
Yeah.
Well, technically 3.
And holding her own up against Clown. I'm going down the line. Yeah. Then holding her own almost against your boy Ezekiel until Ezekiel got pissed. And he was like, look, I'm tired of this shit. All right. Ripped the head off and then like, look, I'm tired of playing with you. You need to get up out of Chicago for your boy Fang. And then when he did that, I'm not gonna lie, I felt good. I was like, okay, he's still not like his dad, because his dad would kill that girl.
Oh yeah.
I mean, without even thinking about
Finish that off.
it. Yeah. So, man, I thought the episode was brilliant. But then the beginning, I knew Parker knew that house. I don't know if y'all caught this when he put that code in the safe, because he was fresh in the criminal game. So ain't no way he knew the code to the safe in this mansion. So I kind of figured it was connection.
Oh, I
there.
missed that.
But like his father though, like did you immediately pick up?
Yes, I figured that.
Yeah.
Because
he knew that house, and then I don't know if you caught this, when your boy shot the guard, he knew that guard. You know what I'm saying? And when he punched him, and he was just sitting there looking at him like, such and such just got shot and his ass whooped, and now I gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did not want to leave because he knew that place. You know what I'm saying? Because at 12, you have a lot of memories by 12. You feel me? So yeah, dog, I picked that up. And then just the reveal at the end, it was like, I see now why that's the only place he wanted to conquer. Why that was the only place he was focused on. Now it made a whole bunch of sense. And then when the story came around to him not wanting him, literally saying, I didn't want you. You know what I'm saying? And he had felt that his whole life anyway. You know what I'm saying? That makes you want to end somebody.
And then the businesses that were all connected.
Yep, that were all connected. So he would be the number one. I mean, he took all his money and his house and made him walk out of the clothes he had on his back. Bro, he said, get out of my house.
If I see you again, I'm gonna kill you.
It's over with.
Come back.
Bro, the way they wrapped it up was just cold, bro.
But then the detail of when his father said to him, it's like, it's nothing. It's like, it's not personal. How he has been saying that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's not personal.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's like he picked that up from his dad, and
it's
now
nothing personal. Who says that to a 12-year-old kid after you literally throw them out the house?
But it's like he said it right after that. He was like, "Yo, for you to get to the top, you're gonna have to step on people. You're gonna have to make sacrifices." So, was it worth it,
man?
Another thing that is in Marvel. Was it worth it?
What did it cost?
Because now he still wants. Like the genie said, I've seen it all. Everybody, all the money and power, and he still want more. He still want more
because it wasn't enough. Because it doesn't
satisfy his craving.
But that was the running thing about all of it. That's why when he tells Riri and when he tells Riri, you and I are the same person, because it's never going to be enough. You want to be king. She wants to be a savior, so she feels safe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never gonna be enough because you are all running from what's really bothering you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every single person in this, or main character at least, are doing just that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this episode again, business picked up at the beginning, but at the end of episode 4, we went right into episode 5. Again, any action with that suit, I'm all for it, because this time this suit looks amazing. This suit looks
black and red.
Consider, and I'll just throw this out. Did the suit look a bit off in Wakanda Forever? A bit.
It looked a little bit off in there, but they came back to the table on the design.
Not as detailed as what it looks like.
Right, exactly. It did. Because now it's like perfectly, like it's perfect, bro.
Like even perfect. Oh, go ahead.
And to be fair, this was outside of like the first one that she had was kind of like all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
This one is very rushed. This one is very like, okay, heavy armor centric in Wakanda Forever. So I can see why it's like, okay, I don't have time necessarily to put in all the details. And of course, like it's trial and error. Like, we saw her Mach 1, we saw her Mach 2, we saw the Mach 3, then we saw Mach 4, which is the one she had, and now this is the Mach 5. So I get why it wasn't as detailed, and she didn't have so much time to get it done. So now she knows what she wants in there, what works better, how to maneuver it as well. When it comes to making these
and just can I say, she built that mother sucker out of a car.
Well, that's where we use it.
A car that she and her daddy were fixing together.
Bro,
and I got a question about that though, since everybody wanted to keep complaining about her.
Throw it out, man. Go ahead and throw it out.
Do it.
Could Tony do what Riri did if he did not have the billions of dollars behind him? Someone asked me that, and I said no.
No.
Because Tony doesn't know what it is like to be poor.
Exactly. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what it means to scrap, find a way to, because when, like, going back to the first chapter 1, if you will, the first 3 episodes, where after she comes home and she goes to this to the shop to get some parts, and she's prepared to go, hey, can you do me a favor and let me? And then John just steps in and gives the money, because they all know what it is to scrap and scrape and how tough it is out there. Yeah, no, I agree.
So, Will, the only time he scraped was the very first suit.
Was in the cave.
Technically, he did not.
Because he still had his own tech, because they were giving him them things to break down and make a Jericho missile.
And you had help.
Yep.
With it. You had that was two geniuses putting that suit together.
Yep, there were 2 geniuses in that cave.
Well, and technically he was supposed to be building something else for them, and not
a Jericho missile. Yeah, but he had all the Stark tech, because they kept bringing him Stark missiles, and all his tech was in the missiles.
And think about it, he did not have an AI connected to it. It was a computer program to allow the mechanics of the weaponry to work.
Just can I say, for her to figure out that brilliance, that's just in itself, for her to figure out how to insert her feelings in, and you know what I'm saying, to AI.
Hey, I got a theory about that.
I know you do.
Hey, wait for us to get to 6.
I hope you remember them, Will, because I got Will.
I remember all of them.
Number 2 is what I wrote down just there. So
when I tell y'all gonna stop and pause for a second. I promise you.
Yay! Interesting take though with Tony, because I do remember watching like it might have been one like the fairly recent like Avengers series, where like they took away all of his tech and he was nothing. Like he was not nothing, but he was just if he don't have it, it's a struggle.
I remember that in one of the comic books.
Like think about
it. Could he have?
I don't think you would have got, like, if you think about it, if you would have came out the cave, got back, and Oba took everything, and kind of like the same way she's kicked out of MIT, you're kicked out of Stark Industries. You're just left to your house
and your brain.
Could he have done that? And if you look at most of the time when he's doing this,
he's relying on Jarvis
helping him put all of this together.
Yep.
Riri even innovated the suit more by not having an arc reactor, which was the biggest piece he needed to do this stuff. She built it with solar power and wind.
Yep.
Even with Iron Man 3, with like him being like the mechanic. Even in that one, I don't think it to see Will, dang, okay.
And we still and if I'm throwing it else out there, we still don't officially know if he built Jarvis.
Yeah, we don't know who does.
You know what? Now that I'm gonna say, I think he was brilliant enough to create the AI. I mean, I give Tony Stark that for hell yeah, for sure. Yes, you got Tony Stark. He ain't no dumb person now.
No, he's not. But then, like, we don't have the origin story unless it's in the comic books about Jarvis and where Jarvis comes from, and if Tony does invent Jarvis, because to what we talked about last week about Riri's intellect, like how smart is this chick and the way she came up with Natalie as her AI.
So you know my theory on who built Jarvis?
Who's your theory?
The same person that put what was his name? Zoloff into a computer. These are around the same times the original Jarvis. And you have
wait a minute.
Wow.
AI is already around before then. So who's to say Howard?
AI was around with Captain America.
And I think Howard is the one.
Wow. I was going to say Howard, but I was like, wait a minute. Yo.
You could sort of see Howard creating Jarvis for Tony.
Yeah.
Like Tony
building on it. Yeah.
Think about it. Jarvis is gone by the time Tony's grown.
Yeah,
so there's not a lot of reason for you to really get so attached to that. And then also the theory of that not being the real Tony Stark either. So there's also that theory that's floating around. Have y'all heard about that?
I haven't.
Wait.
What is this theory?
So the theory is for Doomsday, the Tony Stark we know is not Tony. He's a variant of Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna rewind it back to Endgame. Remember how he was showing. Remember when he got very curious as to like, wait, I'm not born yet, but you have a baby on the way, and he kept looking at that like, I wasn't born around this time. Wait a minute, I wasn't born in the 50s. I was born in the 70s. So how would you be having a baby now? And there's a whole comic book where the original Tony gets sick as a baby, and they have him locked up. And they adopt another kid and pose him as Tony Stark.
Man, we going down the whole what if rabbit hole
Oh,
right
these are
now.
deep cuts,
So
boy.
again, that's
These
why
are deep
why
cuts.
they're trying to connect it as if this Doom comes, the Doom looks like Robert Downey Jr. because that's who the original Doom is. That's why it wouldn't be a mistake of why he looks like that. The Tony we know is not the real Tony. And then the theory I threw out was, what if Tony has been alive this whole time? And that's how we get our Tom Cruise Tony Stark.
Wait a minute.
Well, man, we're right around the corner too. Fantastic Four. So, hey, we right
I'm
there.
going to do it till they hire me, yo. I'm going to throw these out till they hire me.
Hey, man, y'all, I said it the last time. Call this guy. Put him on payroll.
Carry me in the black Suburbans and take me to Marblehead.
Wow.
So
Yo!
again,
That's a mind-blowing theory, dog.
so with this, let me see if we can get back on track and not go down to work. Oh, now I'm trying to get myself back on track.
Because your brain is going. Your brain is going.
So
last on for that one, boy.
With why are you wearing them like that, man?
Because I'm thinking, boy, that's my thinking pose. Don't disturb
I
me.
think he that with his eyes shades like this. He's like, he got me cooking right now.
Boy, I got to think on that one, boy. You went down there right there.
So with this one, obviously it was like there's a cost. We talked about like, what did it cost you? With a lot is. The magic for the suit cost Natalie. Parker's driven, I guess, by taking down his dad, cost him his crew, cost him John, cost him everything. Now he's his health. Yeah, it cost him his sanity, his own mind,
his body.
Yeah,
his body.
Yes.
Yeah, it took everything. So with that being said, when we look at this episode, and I know when we get to where it all leads to episode 6. It's similar to the first question, like just a natural progression of these characters. I don't think there was any coming back from them not for any of them. Once John was like, yeah, this is a bad job. Like, I think that was that inciting incident of like, we're on a path where we're not going to be able to turn around from. And once he died, too, that's more or less the inciting incident to all of this as a snowball.
Yeah. Something they said in Ocean's 13. I think it was Saul where he said this is why revenge jobs don't work.
Yep.
Because there's a time where you're supposed to come out of it,
but you don't. Yep.
Right.
And we knew that's what this was for Parker, and especially learning it now. That's why you didn't want to leave it, even though he told you it's like, hey, we can bypass, we can cash out.
Yep.
That wasn't enough for him because Parker wanted his father to suffer like he did.
Right. And then
no. Yeah, no.
Sorry to overstep. No, because the conversation that he does have in this episode, he goes, I want more. So I want to have more.
Which is a wild thing to say.
This is, it's like saying this isn't enough. And then, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but then like saying, what do you mean? I gave you the tools.
Yep. Gave you the tools to get everything you wanted.
Yeah. I gave you the tools to give you everything you want. He's like, I held up my end. What do you mean?
Well, that deal with the devil, right? Which
it never works.
Which leads us
into it only worked. Well, it only worked that one time, and I was in the crossroads. We'll go back to it if y'all want to talk about
it. Wait.
Beautiful.
Hey, Ralph got him out that deal.
17 years, 7 months, and a day.
Look at him. Yo, when they was running down that tunnel and he heard that voice and turned around, I was like, I did just like Leonardo DiCaprio. I was, that's him.
I
know they stand
No, when I saw the hidden figure in the back and I heard his voice, I stood up and I went, no.
I didn't even need to
No.
I knew the stand. I know how Sacha Baron Cohen stands from Borat. I was like, that's him. That's fucking right there. I know the way you stand, man.
Like this was like when we got the Luke Skywalker revealed. I was like, you know what? No. Until I see a green lightsaber. You know what? No. I need a gloved hand. You know what? No. I need the belt buckle. So
also, quick sidebar. Why has Sebastian Stan not done Luke Skywalker's prequels show yet?
do you want to talk about the fan base again?
Oh boy, yeah, we'll save that.
We'll save that because that's gonna be a long conversation.
I just want to throw that out there. Like, why is he?
I would actually love to talk about that. Can we just do an episode together, the four of us, where we talk about stuff like that?
Yes. Side. That's a side quest episode, but I don't want to get a side quest.
Side quest.
But
hi.
well, it's finally him. 17 years and how long, Jen?
17 years, 7 months, and 1 day.
Mephisto, he's finally
Mephisto confirmed.
Yeah, finally.
Yes.
He
played the hell out of this role.
I go by man.
No.
Some a little bit hurtful to me.
Bro.
Because I like you. You can call me Mephisto.
Yeah.
Like the way he just like watching him in both conversations with Parker and then with Riri, I'm like, okay, he loves pizza because he keeps coming back to the pizza shop.
But this is one of the most intriguing, like just him sitting down at a table talking the entire time was some of the most captivating parts of this whole series.
Dog, the perfect introduction to him without truly showing him.
Yep.
Like to let us like this is how you introduce a character.
They did
from his suit to his hair to the beard, like his eyebrows. You like, bro, that it was perfect.
All you missed was the red skin. That was it. It was like, yo, like
but we even got that. If you can pull it up, we got that.
So
I was like, ooh.
We jumping ahead.
It was
let me run through this real quick, okay? Let me run through it.
I know we're excited. My bad. Synopsis.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Once I run through, y'all can just we can take it away from there. But he finally
7 months in a day, man. It's been so long.
So he's finally here. No WandaVision didn't see him there. No Agatha didn't see him there. So he's here finally. He's there. But we also get Riri in her newly magic enhanced suit.
Oh, that thing is beautiful.
She confronts Parker, which was hilarious because he was like, I gotta kick. She was like, I gotta kick you in the nuts.
Yeah.
Like
he's like,
were like,
yeah, you're right. It's gonna work. Okay, fine. Bam, I'm sorry. Bam.
Or just looking at his fingers and stuff. Are you in pain? Just looking at
I love the design and how they did.
Oh yeah.
Because
for me, I feel like that was the next level. Oh, but go ahead. I want you to go through your synopsis.
Yeah, well, this was hilarious for me because the fact they stood there and thought about it was like, that's a good idea. All right, let me just kick me there. But then we also see what the suit turns Parker as well. So they battle it out. She tricks him, strips him of the cloak. Afterwards. Well, yeah, she used her magic and stuff like that, which is really dope to see.
Yes,
with the armored suit.
Yes,
surrounded by magic. We're somewhere else in the MCU right now for me, man. Like I'm enjoying it, but oh man. Afterwards,
I'm just waiting to throw out my theory with this one.
Mephisto appears to Riri offering her a deal, and we sort of know what that deal is entailed. We see the flashbacks, we see the flash forwards here and there too.
The fake outs.
Man. All of a sudden she's again, this is such a good scene, man. But she's chilling in her garage trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
And
y'all see that?
Yeah.
She appears, and however dark spreading scars start to appear on Riri's arm, similar to those of Parker. hinting at her cost of that deal that she made. We also move on to that post-credit scene as well, where we see Parker meet up with Zelma at the shop, saying he wanted some heavy-duty magic, suggesting that sort of we're going to see a continued role of both of these characters in the MCU in the future.
Yep.
But let's just go back to it. We'll go back to it. Been waiting for him that long. Will, we talked about it a little bit. You Leonardo DiCaprio, when you saw him on the screen, how important is it to see this character for the first time in the MCU?
So important, because this is our Thanos of magic.
Yes.
This is the Thanos of the dark side of magic.
Yeah.
And when I give you my hear me out, you're gonna see why I say why he's so important. I'm not gonna say it just yet, because I do want Jen, I want Doc to give their opinion on the episode. But when I tell you my hear me out, from what I learned seeing this and watching this whole series, this is what lets you know, like, this is who we're going to be having to deal with once Doomsday and Secret Wars is done.
Yeah, this is the ta-da. This is the baddie. Oh, this moment right here.
Yeah, that's him.
Yes,
That is him.
yes.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Ta-da!
Oh,
that moment
man.
was so quick. It was
Wasn't it?
so
And it
quick.
was so genius. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Because you was like, wait a minute, was that a flash of red in the spoon? A lot of people didn't catch that. Oh, wait a minute.
oh no,
Oh,
I
man.
did. I'm sitting up. I'm so focused in. And then what I loved about the sound design, before you even cut to the cup, you already hear the spoon teasing in the sound, and then the tink 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 sit change. I was like, I'm gonna find that in the morning, because as soon as it's done, I have to go to sleep.
Nah, I paused it. I got up off the couch, paused it, got right by my.
He's smiling too.
Yeah.
That's him.
He's
that's
smiling.
him. But
Do
that's
you
what I
see
loved about it.
It's like it's giving here's Johnny vibes in a spoon.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Given how important this character is, I love the line. The Thanos of
It's so confirmed.
It's so good.
Oh,
Initial thoughts on? I know that's the biggest, like that's the biggest rock in the jar for this episode.
say it.
But Will, overall thoughts on this episode as well. Got your Mephisto take. Overall thoughts on this one, and then we'll take it around the table, and then we'll come back to you for your theories too. I got 3 of them down here. 3 hear me outs are written right here.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get this. This is how you end the show. This is how you knock it out the park. This is how, just like how when she flipped the truck and she flipped the finger at him. This is
That was so good
for this series. You left us on the cliffhanger. We're now demanding a season 2 of this. This is how you end it. This is how you pull together an entire story of new characters, introducing one that's going to have big stakes within the next phase. And then this is how you also close out phase 5, because this is the story that closes out phase 5. This is how you kick that. This is how you leave with a bang. You say, hey, y'all didn't like 5? Guess what? We ending it.
Yeah.
We out.
It's like, oh, you all exactly that.
Yes.
That's what this last episode was.
Yeah.
No notes, cleaned everything up, got us interested in everybody.
We care about everybody.
We care about everybody.
Every single character.
Even Parker, and like really, I care. And he didn't I care he don't die. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see him become that head at Madripoor, like being the biggest, the king. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Man, it's great. It was brilliant.
It was great.
Okay, keep going with.
And we know there's a lot of shows that we've seen where the last episode just didn't do it. Like Secret Invasion. We know it was like,
yeah.
There's been a lot of shows where that last episode just didn't do it for us. So it's kind of like, okay. If we don't get another season, not complaining about it. This one, no.
With different story.
Yes, because it gave us the world of mech, technology, and this is a great focal point of how the world can be seen in a street level type of feel.
Mhm.
That's what this was. This is us seeing what Earth level, street level is going to be about. The advancement in technology, like with the Chicago tunnels, even like with Parker mentioning that, we've gotten to see everything in here. And in that last episode, it ties it up to where, even to what Jen said, what could be coming next.
Right.
This is the story that does that. Fantastic Four is mostly going to set up the big, broader picture. This is the one that's going to give us the continuation.
Yeah.
And my bad, I'm not gonna throw it out. I'm not gonna throw it out. Well, I was about to throw it out, but I got something added to my hear me out where we might see her again.
Jen, your thoughts. I know you were super happy to see Mephisto in this. Your thoughts on this episode.
I jumped off my couch so many times, and I had to remind myself not to scream because my neighbors were sleeping when I was watching this at 12 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God. So it's like, oh my gosh, just everything that Will said, this is so well written, orchestrated, and executed. No notes whatsoever. Yeah. Every episode was important. Like I said before, we were not spoon-fed anything. That it was like, okay, here's the info in number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's everything. We're not going to spoon feed you. You all are adults. You know what we're doing. Oh, by the way, you know how y'all like to joke around with Mephisto confirmed? We're confirming it because we're tired of y'all complaining. We're not playing, so here you go. Yeah, like this is how you end a series really, really well. And I think this is going to be the thing that's going to get the fan base excited again going into the next phase, because we've had so many ups and downs, so many things happening in our world where they've had to pull things, rewrite things, change things in post. This is a really good way to end it well. So I'm over the moon happy. I'm happy with the actor they chose with Mephisto. He executed it so brilliantly. I mean, like, both conversations with Parker and with Riri, I got really pulled in. Mm-hmm. And then the line he said to Riri when Riri says to him, "Okay, listen, Dormammu." He's like, "Dormammu."
Yeah.
Dormammu. He's like, Dormammu can't even clean my. I was.
Yeah, he hit us with that Soldier Boy, Dormammu.
Yeah. And the fact that Disney let him say that whole statement, I was like, "Oh,
I know." Well, remember we got Deadpool. Like Ryan was like,
"Yeah,
listen." So, yeah, that's how we got that. Anyway, but like just. And even the sound design when he was, because it was also interesting with Parker. He said when he was having a conversation with him again, asking, he was like, "Why does you have a new accent? Why is your voice different?" Like, and how he was playing with the voice and how he was in Riri's mind, showing flashes of things and really baiting her. Just this is a master class. I love it.
Yeah, so and the fact that it was the shortest of the episode of the series, I think.
It's short though. It doesn't.
Now, you know what I was also curious about in watching their conversation? I'm curious what the original conversation was, because if you noticed, in times they showed Riri, the scene changed. Where you could tell they were reshoots, because there's a part where she go, "Oh, is that supposed to mean something to me?" Mm-hmm. That's a new shot, because everything else looked like they were in that shot.
Yeah.
And the rest of it looks like that part. She's in CGI. Yeah, when you go watch it, it looks CGI behind her. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this was added. So I'm curious what the original conversation was between her and Mephisto.
Well, can I add something in? Because I've said this before, and I don't know, Will, if this is one of your theories, but with Agatha all along, at the end of that episode, where Billy says to her, "Why don't you just die?" And she says, "Because I can't face him." Everyone's like, "Oh, she doesn't want to face her son." My theory is she don't want to see Mephisto.
For selling her soul.
She doesn't want to go see Mephisto. So I thought that was interesting.
and now we're actually getting Mephisto. I'm like, oh, because Agatha is walking around with Billy, and if they're setting up with for Young Avengers the way I'm thinking, oh
Doc,
my.
what you got, man? Again, took us a long time to get here.
Wait, did Doc share his thoughts?
No, I'm asking him now. Like, yeah, what do you got, man?
So this is what I got. Just going back to the cape, how brilliant it is for Mephisto to come up with this little tug to, kind of entice people with kings, priests, royalty.
Yes.
That's with a cape.
With the cloaks and everything.
Yes, bro. Just thinking about every picture you've ever seen of a king or whatever. What do they have on?
A cloak.
Gotta be draped, man.
No, I'm just thinking just to bring it, and then just anybody that touches it, you got a little touch of evil in you. I don't know if y'all caught it when they put the magic in the suit. It's a touch of dark magic in her Ironheart suit.
But did you also catch Mephisto say, "I know a few of your friends"?
Yep. Yes. I caught all that. I'm just here.
You really got to pay attention to dialogues like this. Like every line is so important. It's so important.
When you start thinking about it, who does
he know?
Yeah, but I mean, and the fact that he is the devil of Marvel, he is Satan in Marvel, he is the ultimate trickster. I mean, Loki ain't.
Well, technically, he's not Satan, as they like.
Well, I know he's not Satan, but in Marvel, he's because even though when they killed, old boy, and then they came up with the demons, Lucifer was there when they created the whole demon table. I know, but just in this realm, to us, this is how he personifies himself. Yeah. So we can understand him as the devil. You know what I'm saying? Just it's brilliant.
It's so good.
Brilliant.
So good.
And the flashes forward and backwards, and you don't know which way Riri is gonna go. And that end when she hugs Natalie, and you see on her arm, and then it goes out. I was like, no, run it back. Yeah, run it back right now. I need to know what happens.
Yes.
Yes. Every bit of this Ironheart had me. I was just standing up watching this show, bro. I wouldn't even sit down. Like I'm just standing up with water in my hand watching this show. Like, dog, yeah, like
exactly.
It was, dude. Look what my shirt say. In action, all action, bro. I mean, I loved it. I loved it, bro. And then the way they wrapped it up, I was like, But I got a couple of theories and I got a couple of questions why they won't do something with Riri, because when she said I need an unlimited power source, I was thinking to myself, why don't you just do the thing we all know that is an unlimited power source? And I guess we'll get to it. But brilliant.
So few notes on mine. Well, no notes that are like critiquing or anything, because them just sitting down at a diner, I could do that all day. It was like a Tarantino movie.
Yeah,
like they were just talking. That was it. Nothing else, just dialogue. And my initial reaction when the Mephisto sighting was the first one, I was like, no, they didn't. Like it was because I didn't believe it. I was like, I'm not gonna get tricked right now, man. It's somebody else. Mm-hmm. But then we get closer to it. It's like, all right, they might do it. Then once they pulled the trigger, and that was him, finally came out of my mouth. I was like, finally,
spoon.
Oh. It was perfect. Cinematography in this one was great. Just them sitting in that pizza. Well, is it a pizzeria? Can we say was it?
Yeah.
So just hanging out in there was great. But I will say at the ending to this was from like a height of seeing him, and then when I saw those scars on her arm, I'm like, really, man? Like I had my headphones on because that's how I watched it. I just come on, man. Like that was it was like a coach who watched a bad play.
Yep.
On the sidelines, and you just hit him off your head. Come on, man. That's exactly how it was for me last night, because I'm like, what did we learn, man? Like, we went through Parker, and we went through him losing John. Everything comes at a price. This
and then at her magic
comes at a price.
Just her brilliance, you would think, no, she wouldn't choose that.
But then there's so many.
But it's not from a brilliance perspective.
I know it's from emotion. I know.
It's from.
But if you think about it, go ahead, Dion, get your thought out.
No, but I'll keep it short and throw it back. But we went through all of this, man. We battled grief through like 5 episodes through this, and if we go back to when we lost Natalie with the AI Natalie, her trying to get her back so like ferociously, and her mom saying like, that's not her, right? Riri still wasn't hearing it. Like, she still was so like, that had become Natalie again, and she lost her for a second time. So I understand that. But man, we just saw Parker. You saw the face of Parker. You know what? Did she not realize that deal was that Mephisto made that deal with Parker?
So
like, I would assume that she would know that, but maybe I didn't. Maybe she didn't put 2 and 2 together.
It's there. No, it's there, but you also got to think about it in the terms of how she's seeing it.
Right.
One, she blames herself for the first time Natalie died because she
not doing anything. Yeah,
and didn't do anything. Then, because of your actions of trying to fight magic with magic, you lost Natalie again. So now, in her eyes, I have to sacrifice myself to be able to bring her back. Because what I picked up on was Mephisto didn't bring her back. Mephisto gave her the intelligence to figure out magic to bring her back.
So that's what you think, because she did have the pentagrams or whatever on the floor the entire time too.
Yeah.
So
my opinion is different. I don't think she realized that Mephisto was going to bring actual Natalie back, because she's working on the equations and the magic of trying to figure out to get the AI back so she can get AI Natalie, because she goes, oh my gosh, you're here. And then she hugs her. She goes, I can touch you. I can, like, yeah. She wasn't expecting that. So my perspective was she was trying to figure out how to get AI Natalie back, but then Mephisto actually brought back Natalie.
Yeah, you're right, because he said run diagnostics. And she's like, what? What do
you mean? What do you mean run diagnostics?
What do you mean run diagnostics?
And then because she reaches out and touches, she goes, you're real?
Yeah. No, you're right. But that's the question too of what deal did they make?
Yeah, man.
We didn't see. But also too, I gotta throw out, and this may be the slight only child in me, because I was the other one.
I'm an only child too. Yay.
Okay, so maybe this will be the both of us. I don't think I'd ever love my sibling enough to make the deal with the devil to bring them back. Like, I've lost a sibling. I'm not making a deal with the devil to bring my brother back. Like, you just gonna stay where you at.
Well, no,
I'll see you at crossroads.
No, like for me, yeah. I lost my mother in 2020, and I would love to have her back, yes, but I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be a bendeja and make a deal with the devil to get my mother back. No, thank you.
Hold on, but mother, I could understand.
Yeah.
Anybody.
I'm an only child, but like even like if I had a brother or a sister or a few of them and I lost them unfortunately really young, no matter what the circumstance was, any of it is understandable. Any of it, but at the same time, I'm like, no. You know what? No, I'm good. When I go upstairs with Jesus, the person that's gonna take care of you. I'm not gonna go too far with that. I'll just be upstairs and see her. I'm good.
I see you there.
I just think I like a good a lesson learned sort of thing with superheroes, and that might be like my naivety on me. I like a good like lesson learned. Like, nah, I'm not gonna shake her hand for this. But all the loss that she had and carried through this, losing Natalie, you losing Gary, losing Natalie again. Mm-hmm. With something that she did or didn't do, I understand it, but man, like I don't know where this. It's gonna be interesting to see where this like true hero arc I guess, peaks for Riri.
But that's the
From
thing.
here.
She's not a hero. That's the thing I think we gotta start
Mhm.
wrapping our head around. Riri is not a hero. Riri is looking to protect those she cares about.
Right, because
True.
the other thing too is, like I said earlier, I really loved how the show kept really a humanized aspect about this, because again, if you take Marvel out of it, how many people who go through trauma like this actually have experienced a loved one getting shot in a drive-by in a downtown area? People have lived through that. And because we've lived in a culture for so long where mental health is like taboo and going to therapy and stuff, you know, that takes a toll on you over time. You know what trauma actually does to your brain. So I really like this ending in that aspect, because it's more believable to me, because I think we have to be careful with storytelling with some stories, not all, where you're always going to get like a little like, yeah, we'll give you a happy ending. Oh yeah, we'll give you.
It always works out in the end. Like I'm a child of, or a child. I'm a person who grew up loving sitcoms.
They'll say you like the Full House theory. That's what you like.
We always get, hey, come on, conclusion, hug, and then we go out and play catch.
Not in these streets.
No. You think that's what happened in Chicago? No.
You think that what happens in downtown New York? Nah.
We could have gone over to the United Center for a Bulls game after this, man. Like that's how I like.
Man, give me a slice. Bring my best friend back, man.
I want to see Jordan and Pippen. I want to see the Magical Three if I'm going to a Bulls game.
It's Bulls game.
And if you think about it too,
she could have asked for that.
But if you think about it too, though.
That's what I would have asked for. It's like, give me Pippen, Jordan, and I forget the other guy's name in a Bulls game. I'm good.
Ryan
will. Go ahead.
Yes.
But that's the thing too. Think about it as well. What he asked for, you're not gonna miss it. Do she even believe in souls? Because she's a scientist.
And he said the same thing to Parker too. Right. He said the same thing to Parker.
Which is his soul. Like I'm taking your soul. And that's what the cost is. You're not
to say that to somebody, you're not gonna even miss it.
Yeah, but does Riri even believe in that? Being a scientist, does she even believe in having a soul?
Well, I don't think she does, because the way, if you pay attention to the dialogue, especially during the episodes with the mother, the daughter with the magic, she was like trying to explain it away. She's like, I believe in science. I believe in this and blah, 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 blah. So I don't think she does, just going off of the dialogue we got.
So it makes a lot of sense why she would make that deal and why she's understanding what magic is going on too now.
Yeah, because the other show that came out I think in the early 2000s, if I'm recalling right, the show Once Upon a Time, which was one of my favorite shows when that came out, they had that same concept with Rumpelstiltskin. All magic comes with a price.
Yeah.
Which that story used to terrify me, man. It was just the name alone.
Yeah, I was like, I don't watch this. but it goes in my theory about the price, though. And
let's do it. Let's jump into it. Will, this is your statement. Will's theories.
Hear me out.
I'm ready.
Mephisto been pulling the strings the whole time.
Oh, I believe it. 1 million.
Explain more.
I think John's been dead this entire time, and I think John was Mephisto.
That's what. That was my only thought. That was my theory.
Think about it. The night of that robber, he said, "Where do I find you? I'll always be on your side." And we never saw if John escaped, and now we magically.
You're so right. We didn't see John escape.
Well, we never saw John escape.
It was very vague anyway. Like, wait a minute, is that a place around the corner? Like,
exactly. Exactly. No.
Wow.
And then the other one was Mephisto created Natalie. Think about it. Zeke said it. Any type of thing that you talked about doing with analyzing your brain will kill you.
Should have killed her.
Why didn't it turn Riri's brain into mush?
But wait a minute, but didn't he essentially do the same thing when he turned his whole body into electricity or whatever? He did the same thing, right?
No, he didn't scan his brain.
No, he didn't. And then Mephisto does say to Riri, "I've been watching you for a long time."
Well, I mean, he's millions of years old, so of course he's been watching for a long time. I mean,
No. But you think about it. What he's trying to build in having her along with her. Think about what she did. She combined technology and magic. This is something we've never seen before. Because you notice when she made those ruins fighting Parker, there were no hand gestures or spells cast.
None.
So Natalie wasn't gone. Natalie was just a placement there that he needed for her to see. And as soon as the magic got in, he took over. Because you notice too, that same magic was controlling Zeke. Because when he said, like, everybody thought it was because he has authority. What gave that away? When Parker didn't say nothing when he tried to stab him. The hood is controlling you. Not by any talk, not by any AI stuff. The magic is what's causing you to tell Zeke what to do. Mephisto has figured out how to use technology, which they already said is going to be our demise.
Yes.
They figured out how to put in magic along with technology.
And it makes sense because Mephisto is a manipulator. He's he said it both to Parker and to Riri. I'm going to give you the tools so you can get what you want. That's manipulation.
That's how he's gonna bring hell on earth.
Right.
All of that.
Right. So, like, to your point, Will, I can see how, like, with the cape, giving the illusion of how Parker how he is in control of the cape when he's really not.
Oh, and then my theory on that.
Go for it.
The shade he threw. That's not Mephisto's hood.
Yeah.
That is Dormammu's hood, and he took it from him.
Yep.
Because in the comic book, Dormammu is the one that gives the hood its powers.
Oh.
And remember how Zelma kept saying, "I'm 50% that it's Dormammu," and that's the only one she knows, which goes into the post-credit scene that we're getting into. She is going to be the reason why there's going to be an incursion on Earth 616.
She does feel
and
very
Doctor Strange is good because in the comic book she becomes a mentee to Doctor Strange. That's how Doctor Strange is going to find her, because right now Doctor Strange is gone because he's facing in the dark dimension, and that's how the hood is going to come back, because he's going to get a hood from Dormammu, and that's going to be his anchor into getting on Earth.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking about her, and because I'm like, wait, how did Parker find her? I know they had some dialogue and he said something, but I'm like, that's a specific character to find, because if there's a community of people that do hocus pocus, if you will, the fact that he found her in that shop.
But remember what he said too.
He went to a lot of people to find her, though.
I asked around about you.
Yeah.
Who did he ask? And again, who is this person that's giving Zelma?
But that's my question. But that's my question though. How did he find out about her? Because if I remember correctly, he never sees her at all.
No, because he asked around, like, "Hey, where's a place where I could go talk about magic?" Someone directed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he asked around, and that's why I said, so who though is giving you this information? And again, who is supplying Zelma with all of the stuff she's getting? And what I think that it's tying into is strings being pulled. This is a rift between Dormammu, but also too the other person I think that she's in contact with and doesn't realize she's in contact with. And what made me understand this was her 50-50 thing. So when you watch it originally, you start thinking about, okay, the 50-50 either is Dormammu or Mephisto.
Yeah.
She don't know the other side of Mephisto. The other person we didn't think about, the person that created the Darkhold.
No.
And what happened to the Darkhold? It got destroyed.
Oh, wow.
He's trying to guide his way back.
No freaking what?
And this is tying everything into Young Avengers.
Yes.
And the next time we see Riri is in Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
And this will lead me to Will. Any more theories?
That's it right now. That's it.
I love it.
Because the John one, like once he said that line, I was like, That's extremely vague. Like that
Right.
was my only thought. I was like, wait a minute.
And he kept, and again too, it was like if you think about his behavior, it was more of a enticing type of behavior. Even when he was telling them we should stop, it's like he's not gonna stop. It's one of those, I know I shouldn't be doing this to you.
Well, like when we get the story of when John and Parker go back to Pop's house for them to try to rob Pop for the first time, John is the one who says to Parker the phrase. He's the first one that says it. It's nothing personal.
It's nothing personal.
It's nothing personal. John said it first.
John died that night.
Yeah.
I think John got shot and was killed that night.
So, and you sort of gave your thought about it a little bit, Will, but with the season, the entire season, where do we think Riri goes or fits in the future of the MCU, right? Like after this, let me rephrase it. Where do you think Riri fits into the future of the MCU? Both as, I know we said she wasn't really a hero, but let's just take that out. Where does she fit going forward?
I think she gets drafted by Captain America in their Avengers. I think that's where she'll go.
So how do you think that will play? Oh, let me go around the table real quick. Jen, how about you? Where do you think she fits in after?
I'm still leaning toward Young Avengers, but then this is where my comic book knowledge fails, and I have to educate myself on a lot of it. Just by going off of the context clues within the cinematic universe, I think that's what we're building up to. How she fits into that dynamic, I'm not really sure. And how she gets into that, because now she's made a deal with the devil, so now she's tied to that, because now, as we say, he's the puppet master. If he gets mad enough, he could take over and manipulate her whenever he wants, because he's already sucking her soul away from her.
So I think that's the thing that we're getting set up for is after Secret Wars. This is now the battle between the mythical creatures. So I think we're about to see a big battle between Dormammu and Mephisto. And if you think about it, who else does Mephisto have? Mephisto has Billy and her other child. Because in the story, he has their souls.
Yeah, he does.
And the same thing that they're also hinting at is Spider-Man Brand New Day. And
I was just about to say that, because in the comic books, he does make a deal with Mephisto. That I do know.
Yep.
So
we need to keep Peter Parker away from all magic things.
Well, no, because remember the theory I told you with Blade. This is how you now move into Midnight Suns.
Yes. Yeah, and if that happens,
you get Tom Holland Spider-Man.
And if that happens, that's how you make it work. Doc, real quick, where do you see Riri fitting into the future of the MCU? And to follow up real quick too, and I'll throw a round table too. With the choices that she made, where does she fit in?
Well, I thought after seeing Sam Wilson become Captain America and his movie came out this year, that's where I thought, well, that's where I think she's gonna fit. I'm thinking he's going to recruit her once he finds out there's somebody flying around with a Tony suit. You see what I'm saying? And the selling her soul part, man,
these are profound choices, man. Like these are like big choices that she made.
And then here's what you have to know. Remember, we don't know the deal.
We don't.
So we gotta keep.
We don't see it.
It's not good though, man.
Yeah.
Again, we know it's not.
But here's my other theory about that scar. When she touched a piece of that garment, it's on her. It might not affect her as evilly as it did old boy because he wore it all the time. But she only held it a few times. And I think the last time she held it was when she put it in that glass jar and Zelma saw it and it disappeared or whatever. And then she was like, oh shit, I know what this is. So that's what I'm thinking that scar came from. Like, I don't think it's in holding her. I think that's just a part of the sacrifice she had to make to get magic.
But
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, Jen.
I was about to say, but to Will's point, we don't know what the deal is, and we don't know if he's given her anything in exchange.
And I'm thinking this hug is just a flash when he's flashing back and forth of what he can do for her. I'm thinking that's what this is.
No,
But also,
this
too,
done deal, man. In my mind, this is done deal.
I don't think none of that has to do with him. I think those scars are from Dormammu. Think about Doctor Strange and what Zelda.
Yeah, and when he
boy with the eyes.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's again, if you took this hood away from him and they've come in contact with this,
yeah,
that's his power, and that's him trying to wield his influence into it.
Well, because when we see this moment, we don't know how much time has passed when this moment happens after the deal was made. So we don't know the details if anything was exchanged and how much time has passed when this moment has happened. We don't know if it's a day, we don't know if it's a week, a year, months, whatever, because all we see her is in another place. Her hair is different, which means time has passed, and she's working equations and magic like no biscuit.
Yeah.
Man.
And it looks like she said finally, like, so it didn't been a minute since
yeah. So it's like how much time has passed where she's like, oh my gosh, it finally worked.
And like to your point, even too, Doc, normally they tell you how much time has passed. Normally
they didn't.
And they didn't.
They didn't.
They don't want us knowing when this happens.
That was a tale of a really good series because all the theories we've come up with, I want them all to happen somehow.
Yeah.
But
also too,
go ahead.
I think where they were at is not really in Chicago. I think that pizza place is the same pocket dimension that Selma does. Because again, it was originally open. Now, why all of a sudden is it closed? And he has this.
Well, because to your point, and I'm sorry to overstep, because there's a moment in episode 4 when they're grieving Johnny. They got pizza from another pizza place when they're in a pizza restaurant.
Yeah,
it's like you can't make your own pizza,
right? Why was it busy then? Now all of a sudden it's closed and you own it.
Dude, I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions.
I think because if you think about it normally, and you think about it, nothing is ever around when they're at that pizza spot. No cars pass. Nothing.
You don't hear the outside world at all.
Ever when you're in there. You know another place that happens? The garage.
Yep.
Ooh, I didn't catch that. Right, because like when you think about it, no one's stopping by the garage going, what's going on? What is she doing? Not even Parker finds out she's at the garage.
Right. And also, too, where that car magically pop up from?
Because I'm just sitting outside.
How would she have not seen that walking up inside the garage?
And her mama did not have time to go pick it up.
Her mama did not leave. So who pulled up in that car?
Is that even her mama? Is that even her mama? Because
make you start really unfolding, huh?
But see, these are all things like I thought on the fly of like, where'd the car come from? Like it was like just sitting out there.
Yeah.
And
I just let it go because I'm like,
you got to think
it was
about
around the back.
Puppet Master. And you know who's another one I think was an op? The little boy.
Oh, really?
Landon
was an op.
So you mean tell me everything I watched is a lie?
Well, because like you have to think about it. Landon only shows up at specific times. You don't see him the whole show. You don't see him walking around talking to other people.
That boy's supposed to be in school.
That's what you said last week.
Yeah, that
never interacts with anyone else except the ones that were around him.
And no one else acknowledges him as like when he's trying to sell juices. No one's even acknowledging like, "Hey, Landon, what's up, bud?" Nothing.
Notice when they even first meet and they're walking and he says like, yo, you owe me this. Notice how all the was blurry. In the first episode.
And that whole that statement, I've been knowing you, I've been watching you for a long time.
Again, pulling the string.
I've been watching you for a long
time. I'm going to give this to someone else who's more deserving. And then also too, where did Riri's suit go? Why was it so easy for it to be snapped like that if Mephisto doesn't already have control over it?
And the suit wasn't in the background when Natalie came back. The suit wasn't there. So
No, it was there. It was there. If you pull up the images now, it's back there when she's writing.
Oh,
It's
okay,
back.
cool. Because I was like, because I didn't catch. I was like, where's the suit?
No, the suit's like sitting right by the big table. It's like right there. Like I think you got it in the picture, Dion, if you pull it up, where she's writing on the chalkboard. It's right.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Is that the same suit though?
It looked like it got the hood. It looked like the hood is on the back of the suit. I don't know if y'all caught that.
Yeah, that's what I was catching. This don't look like the original suit.
That's what I mean.
Well,
that's why I was like,
the big pieces aren't right there.
Because it's not even black and red. I'm like, where's the suit?
Look between her legs look between the suit's legs. That's a hood, bro. That's a cape of some kind.
That's a cape. You're right.
Well, at least it has the heart. The heart is on there. I didn't know.
That's the only thing you focus on is the heart.
Dude, well, I gotta take something good out of this thing, man.
Aren't there anymore.
Like it's different. That's why I was like, wait, where's the suit? Where's the suit?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
But another thing, bro, that I was looking at I was looking at the words on her chalkboard because for a minute the boy was studying Wakandan and I was noticing some of this and I was like, dude, she's using every single technology on Earth and some that didn't come from Earth to do whatever she is doing.
She mentions that in the beginning of the
several times
1 through 3 because she says it wasn't this, it wasn't Kree technology. I'm like,
it wasn't PIM technology, it wasn't Stark technology. She said it wasn't Wakandan technology. I'm like,
she was yelling at Natalie saying that you're supposed to be Riri, a Wakandian AI technology, blah blah blah. She was
that I based you off of,
and then also too, really look at this board.
Yeah,
you see those red hieroglyphs right in the middle. Those are the same hieroglyphs Wanda threw when she was in Westview.
Yeah,
those are the same symbols.
This is what I tell people. You gotta pay attention to the background when they're showing you something in the freaking background. It's important.
Yes. I think this has to do with the Darkhold, and we're finna get a battle. I think we're finna have a battle of two evil entities, and they found their avatars to use to fight.
Let's go, match. Let's go.
And you got Zelma right in the middle.
Then that's where Juan come in when he came and grabbed the boy. Hey, Shay, we gotta go take care of the business.
And also remember too what they said. Something is in his rings.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, something's alive.
Yep.
Something's alive in his rings.
Something that connects with Miss Marvel's bangles are different.
Yes,
because it's not Kree technology; it's ancient magic.
Yep, ancient magic.
And they also alluded that Kamala is a mutant. So what else she got,
bro?
This is going to be a battle between.
And I'm just gonna say, Zora
in the middle of it.
Zora reminds me of. I'm sorry, Zelma. She reminds me of old boy from The Witch Hunter, the black magician with them butterflies. That's who she reminded me of. And when he said something about her being connected to Dormammu or learning from him, I was like, yeah, I can see that now, bro.
Because as soon as the red came out, I'm like, yo, why is her stuff not orange like Strange?
Yeah, yep.
And again, she's not learning from her mother.
Nope.
So her mother is even like, yo, and then two, we don't know the full extent of Zelma's power.
And she's hiding stuff from her mom.
Yep.
Like, why would you hide this room from me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, what do you mean you learned this type of magic? How did you learn that? You're not supposed to learn that. Wait,
I told you about making rooms in different dimensions. So she traveled
dimensions. Does this on the regular.
Yep.
So you do this on the reg. So ain't no telling where you've been.
And then now Shuri, not Shuri, but now Riri understands magic and technology, bro. It just ties everything in, dog.
But now also too, that's my other thing I'm gonna throw out. I know this messed up, but I'm throwing it out. I think Shuri's mom made a deal with Mephisto.
Oh man, come on, bro. Not the queen mother.
Remember, I know people you know.
Not the queen mother.
Okay, let's.
She did that to save.
I don't want to get
it's the same Riri.
Wait a minute, man.
Hey, boy, let me put my glasses on. Wait a minute. Will. Hold up.
Because again, because remember how we were so pissed that she died? Like, what was the point of her dying? Then you think about it.
Oh, wow. Bro.
And that also makes me think Shuri's powers did not come from her making that herb.
Oh, my goodness. Did not come from the herb.
Nope.
Because what is her whole shit driven off of? Anger.
Anger.
And what is she also dealing with that Riri's dealing with?
Grief and loss of her brother.
Grief.
Her
And
strength
to have
told.
those two brilliant geniuses on one team, bro. Well, he's trying to lock up the
Because
game.
she went to Wakanda for an
He
internship.
building the team. Your
She
man
went
was
to
building the
Wakanda
team.
for an internship. She's been around Suri.
Yep.
Man.
Oh,
That made your brain hurt a little bit. Huh?
Dion's been shut down for a while.
Yeah. But
because I keep thinking of like, okay. To go back to what I gotta say before you threw that at me, Will.
Thank you, Will.
Sort of thinking about the people that she knew, like she's been in Wakanda the entire time. So obviously there's some people there that he knows that she knows, because she hasn't met anybody else, right? Like that we know of.
she never met Tony, so we know that's not there.
Yeah, she has.
And they made
she
the
just
and
got
they
pulled for Wakanda. Well, she just got pulled from that. Damn, man.
well, like and to your point of not meeting Tony, they made the choice in the show for Tony not to be her AI. They went with Natalie.
Yep. Which also, again, a procedure that was supposed to kill her. And now, what's the easiest way to trick somebody? Bring in someone that's close to you.
Because it plays with your emotions. Like, if all of a sudden, like, if I had this intelligence to make an iron flying suit like Iron Man, and I try to create an AI with my own brain, I fall asleep going through the process. I wake up and I see my mom standing in the room. I would.
And considering her first AI was Mr. Clippy, you know what I'm saying?
I would have a meltdown. I wouldn't know what to do. Yes. For me, I was like, you know what? Thank you. Whoever thought that was a great idea to bring back Clippy, thank you. I love seeing Clippy in Marvel. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Doc. Thank you for throwing that out there. The first AI was Mr. Clippy.
Mr. Clippy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I said like
a huge jump. You're right.
It's a huge jump, but it's also a lot. Again, like there's a lot of these pieces that we kept going. Okay, well, what about what happened with this? What about what happened with that? That we weren't seeing from a magical scale.
And I don't mean to cut you off, Will, but because you keep saying something in all your stuff that's bringing Blade into this thing, and I was like, at the moment, your man's looked like something Blade would come and kill.
Yep.
Yep.
Dog. Bro.
And if we start being real honest, do we really believe Tony would have made it out that cave like the way he did if he didn't make a deal?
And I'm thinking about the scars on his chest from Lord.
No, but that was more.
You think that's where it's from? You think that's where it's from?
Was it really poison?
So what we're talking about here now is that we have to unravel 17 years of stuff here.
Just think about it, dude. Because I said this in a comment when someone said, "Oh, they just didn't find it realistic of rebuilding this suit," and I was like, "So you find it realistic that this dude made an arc reactor in a cave, had open heart surgery performed on him, where they attached all of this properly, built a suit, fought the Taliban, got out, and was found by his homeboy Rhodes?"
Who we find out was locked up in the bottom of a swamp somewhere. We'll talk about that at a later time.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, at the point of these people finna come shoot him up when that iron suit not clicking on. Hey man, let me talk to you for a second. Come over here. How you doing? You want some pizza? You want some pizza?
Do you like pepperoni? Is pepperoni?
You like it? But matter of fact, no. Hamburger. You seem like
you like him. Because let me tell you, that moment where the suit was up on that roof, I thought about the moment when Tony was sitting in there eating that donut, and when they snatched her little ass up off that roof. Yeah.
It's just okay. Question. With the theories that are out there, which are super plausible, do we get those backstories or that unraveling in this next phase, or do we get past this one with Doom, and that's when we get back to the magic? Or does it all go together as within this next phase coming up?
Well,
Because that's a lot to weave together with a lot of people.
Well, not really if you think about it, because at the end of the day, Doom is a genius and a sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So being able to now have sorcery along with technology, this is how we get one step closer to God Doom in Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we know that these things are coming and these things are being created, who's to say? Because remember, I told you about my theory after Thunderbolts. Jen, I don't know if you've heard this or if you've seen my clip about this.
I have not. Go for it.
So you saw the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, right?
I did not, but go for it.
Oh, you watched Thunderbolts?
You haven't seen Thunderbolts, Jen?
Not yet. No.
I thought she went to see it too.
I'm gonna say.
Jen, I thought you saw it. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
We need you to watch Thunderbolts before you tell you this theory.
No.
And you need to watch.
I want to hear.
Because you have to watch the entire movie and the end credits to understand his theory.
Because the end credit is immediately connecting to Doomsday.
Yeah.
And then my theory of that is what's going to make you go.
Just do it so you can catch Bucky's hair and mustache. Like that's really worth it.
Yeah,
that's really worth it.
The hair right now, just like, all right, Bucky, all right, you should keep that. Keep that. That's your best look so far.
I'm gonna have to watch that this weekend because I need this theory.
No,
after you watch it, the theory that I have is pinned on my socials. So as soon as you watch it, it's the first video I got up there. Just click on it, and I tell you the whole theory.
Got it.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Knowing Jen, she might just go watch it right as soon as we go.
I have work in the morning, and I was already up till like 1 a.m.
Oh snap! It is like, oh yeah.
It was a good conversation. No. This was a good one because we do usually keep it about an hour or so, but those theories are too good not to because we
need to discuss this. We need to discuss it. We need
to be a point guard tonight for the show and stuff, and I'm just sitting over here like, man.
It's like,
did they inception me for
the longest time listening to Will like process.
Hell yeah, the day I disappeared, they be like, where he at? I'm at Marvel headquarters. They don't let me leave anymore.
They'll let you leave.
Will, do you have a theory on this? I do not.
I guess what we can do with this is sort of round it out. Overall thoughts on I don't like doing scores. We do score. We used to do scores every now and then, but this series was 6 episodes in 2 weeks and gave us a lot to dissect over 2 weeks as well, and to dissect going into this next phase. And from Will's theories, even going back and looking at some stuff a little skeptically now. Overall thoughts on the series as a whole. Enjoyed it. Want another one? Could there be a second season? Doc.
First off, I give it a trillion flames. And yes, I would like another season. And I wish they look, man. I agree with what you said on the previous show. I want more episodes, man. They left you wanting. They left you longing, and I enjoyed every second of it. I thought it was a brilliant show.
Yeah, the tale of a good series. Like
yes,
it was, and you're like, come on, man. Like it's a good cliffhanger too.
Yeah,
a hell of a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
so good.
Jen, what was your overall thoughts on this season of Ironheart first one?
You know what? Going from Agatha all along to Daredevil to this with the kind of writing they've been turning up, more of it. More of this writing. I appreciate not being spoon-fed every single thing, allowing me to put 2 and 2 together with the knowledge I know. And then if there isn't knowledge I don't know, I could go research it or maybe go read some comic books. So this was a very well executed show. And the fact that we only got 6 episodes, they did a lot in 6 episodes. And there was a definitive beginning, middle, and end, which I really appreciate. And, they did something that they had, I have not seen in a long time where you care about everybody, literally. Even
if they're real, Jen, like Will has me thinking nobody's alive.
Some are, just not everybody. Some are.
What's real? I don't know what's real no more.
I don't know.
Oh man, but then like to what you asked about a little bit earlier too, it's like, you know, going into the next phase, if they do keep it like this and not spoon feed us, because I don't need a backstory on everything. Yeah, I like to see how things tie together, but we don't have to spend so much time on it. But to stick to the question at hand, very well executed show. It pulled me in. I loved it. All the haters, stop being bored. Go find something else.
Kick rocks.
Please do.
Just go fishing. I don't know.
Will.
Go to Paramount. I don't know.
Touch grass.
I don't
Touch
know.
some grass.
Go touch the grass. Go
Do some gardening.
ground yourself.
Go do some gardening. I don't know. Very well executed show. I loved it, and I do hope we get a season 2, but we'll see.
Will, your thoughts, man, on this season as a whole?
8.7 out of 10. I don't think it needs more episodes. I want a season 2. I like 6 because of what you gave us for 6 episodes. And the fact you made a 30-minute episode for like an hour, keep me.
Yes.
We cut out the fluff. To Jen's point, I don't need no background side missions. Give me just the meat and potatoes of what's going on. And then, like she said, do not spoon feed me. And I will say this, and I will debate this and stand on this hill. And if I got to stand on it alone, whatever. Top 3 Marvel TV shows ever made.
Yeah, I get you.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
Wanda, Loki in this for me.
Yep. That's how mine is. Wanda, Loki, Ironheart.
You know, oh man. For me, definitely Wanda, because when Wanda came out,
It was 4 episodes of not knowing what was going on.
That's incredible.
That show in itself is also a masterclass as well in storytelling, doing the different genres of TV series. But anyway, yeah, Wanda. Oh man, like I really enjoyed Loki, but then I also really enjoyed Agatha all along and what they did in there. So I think for me, it's gonna be Wanda, Agatha, and this one, Ironheart.
Doc back against the wall, man. You're 3.
You know, I really love the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So
I didn't mind it.
I don't care about your face, Will. You can straighten that up, son. You can straighten that up right now. And you know, I love Daredevil.
Oh,
really love Daredevil. But I'm gonna say Ironheart is gonna be my number 2.
Over WandaVision?
Will just turned off this camera.
And Will, you better come back right now. Now.
Oh, for real?
That's my heart. You don't look like that in my heart, Will.
WandaVision was the first series, right? Was WandaVision the first series, or it was the first?
Remember, I told you
for that to be the first one and to go, like I said a million times, 3-4 episodes, didn't know what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept coming back because I was like, "This is." I'm
you
hooked.
wanted to figure it out, yeah,
exactly.
And then
I'm not gonna. You got your 3 though. You got your 3. That's fine.
It wasn't at my top.
Yes.
Loki got 2 seasons.
Loki was good though.
Cursed with glorious purpose.
Loki was good.
Is it because of this? It's your favorite?
That's what I was going to say not that because of that, but I really enjoyed the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I don't know why more people didn't.
I feel like
I enjoyed it.
Well,
because
Well, keep in mind that this dude is always about action, so it has action for him.
But the story sucked.
What didn't you like about the story? Because I never heard your theory about.
I can give a shorter list of why I didn't like it. I can give, in fact, a better, shorter story of what I liked about it because it's very thin.
Go.
It's maybe 2 things that I liked about it that we got.
Oh, we got time.
We're getting this. We're getting this.
That was it. We got a Black Captain America. That was it.
That's all. Really?
Yeah. The story The story lacked. I don't like U.S. Agent. He did better in Thunderbolts.
He was way better.
He was way better.
It would have been better if it may have been just 6 episodes. It was way too long. You know what it is, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to get All-Star Fandom in trouble. The reason why I don't like that one, nor do I like Captain America: Brave New World, is because you refuse to make the true villain come out, which is America. You keep trying to not make America the villain, and then this is where it starts to lack believability.
And they tried at the end of the season with his speech and stuff.
Yep, they
tried
did.
There.
They did.
And to be fair to him, they changed the original story that was supposed to happen in there because of the pandemic.
Right. That's the other thing, because of the original story had those elements in it.
Exactly.
And then we actually had it in society, and then people were like, you know what? I don't.
But then, like I said before, that's exactly what I felt about Daredevil. How it mirrored real life. Well, that's why I'm like. That's why these shows are.
Well, no, we're not. First of all, I would never compare those two together because one is absolute garbage and the other one is a masterpiece.
Well, this is what I say about.
You don't start putting the show down, Will. We're gonna box in the streets.
It put itself down. I don't think it ever got up enough for you to get talked about. It's in a course. It's next to Quicksilver right now.
Oh, don't do it like that.
Just out of it. That's why we never got a season 2.
Oh my!
I think we didn't get a season 2 for the same reason we're not gonna get a season 2 of the Acolytes.
No.
I should have saved more time.
Right. I just want to say one thing. Like to Doc's point, this is what I say about Star Wars, and Andor is a primary example. Star Wars does well when it reflects what's going on in our society. A lot of people have come and fell in love with Andor because when Star Wars reflects what's going on in our society, people are glued in. They're glued in. George did that in some of the original stories, and it does work. It does. It does.
And for me, Acolytes had a chance to pick up, and they just bashed it so much that they just didn't want to take another shot. This is the first time you saw it where it didn't have to deal with the major Jedis and Siths, and you had to go with some of the ones that are in the book lore, and I thought they were cooking up to something incredible. Seeing twins go at it as far as Jedi and Sith, and watching that lightsaber turn, that kyber crystal turn red, I'm like, bro,
and then you give us Darth Plagueis the Wise, and you're not gonna move with that?
And we like, nah, we're not coming back. What?
Because you got angry fans that are not real fans. You can I'm gonna say this too. I was so happy when Ewan McGregor came out after Kenobi 2 saying, if you all gonna hate on this person, you all are not real Star Wars fans. You're not. I applauded him, and I agree.
Yeah.
But then they get like wow numbers on a rewatch or so.
It did.
It was one of the most strange shows of that.
And here's the thing: even to this day, it's still growing in rewatches.
Yes, and it's one of the highest Star Wars shows that have come out on Disney, not of all.
Yeah,
on Disney, it's one of the highest ranking shows. But we already know when it has to do with a woman, more preferably a woman of color. That's when we start tripping because
it's not my Star Wars.
Yeah, everybody shitted on the Marvels, and I'm like, the Marvels was good. It wasn't long enough. I was like, because how can you?
Everybody complained about that. It wasn't long enough.
Yeah, it wasn't long enough, and you didn't jump into the details that you needed to. But everything was there to tell a great story. You know what didn't have that? Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
You hate her. He's gonna keep going.
Okay, here's the reason why I'm gonna be honest. Why that is now my villain show.
Hey man, you don't stop that right there.
They screwed your boy over when they introduced his suit.
What? Oh well,
they ain't shit.
I thought it
was time out. This is where I get off that train with you. I like seeing the suit pulled right from the comic book, man. I did.
Oh no, not that part. The fact when we first see it, he flies into a window where it's all red, and don't see the suit. Yeah,
you don't see the suit
entirety.
It should have been like that. It should have been like
the feet to come up shot or the suit. I'm like,
It should have been like how he glided down at the end.
Yeah.
That's how majestically we should have seen that suit for the first
And
time.
we didn't get
I
that.
get
I'm
that.
like,
I
y'all,
get that.
y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong for that.
I understand
y'all
that,
even
but
did it with Echo, where we saw the power up of the cloth suit and her history. I'm like, y'all gonna really do this when we on red alert and I can't see the full red, white,
the glory of the suit.
I'm like, y'all trash for that. Get me out this show. Y'all trash. But you're gonna sit here.
So you don't like it because you think they treat. Hold on. You don't like it because you think they treated Sam wrong, right?
They always.
That was the point of the whole show.
It's not treating Sam wrong. It's not making it realistic to where again what Jen has just said when it comes to Star Wars, where it does not reflect society. Now, again, I'm not sitting here thinking that Disney's gonna have the N-word sprayed on his facility when he walk in, like, that ain't my Captain America. Make my Captain great again. Like, I'm not expecting you to do all of that.
No,
Yeah.
no, because there's certain lines in the sand where we can even say, yeah, no, that's really too far. No.
Yeah, but there's things of just like you have to be able to show these in a graceful way. I don't need you to go all the way in, but I need you to show it in a graceful way, and not that full house speech that he gave at the end of the show. And I know you so like very much. I know we have to come together. Nah, bro, stop that.
I love the speech, but that ain't how I feel.
That ain't how I feel. And even in this, it wasn't like that. It wasn't even about him.
Yeah, it was. It was a tie-up from 15 years ago.
This was Incredible Hulk 2.
Pretty much.
I'm like, what are we doing, dog?
We tied up a life. You were on that ride from that Incredible Hulk movie to now. It was a payoff, but you want to sort of see more Captain America. But aren't they? And we'll close out right after this.
Yeah.
Aren't they sort of playing into like society with the Punisher? I thought they were going to sort of tackle like what's happened to his logo. Like how today in society, how that logo is used for other things, mostly like white militias or something like that, or white supremacists even.
Yeah,
how they've taken that logo and sort of weaponized it even more.
But even too though, they were being safe with that.
Are they going to do that though? Are they still going to do that?
No, they did that in Daredevil. They did that.
Okay. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, like because it's the cops and stuff. So we got to see it. And it's like, okay, we're seeing how that impacts. But it's like, yo, like, really show me the impact of Captain America and having a black Captain America in today's society. Like I said, you ain't got to get too racist with it. You ain't got to be too prejudicial with it. But it's like, yo, can we get realistic when it comes to this? But again, too, as I said, they do their best to make sure that us and again, this is not to divide anybody because I know all of us have our issues when it comes to us as melanated people, especially all of us on this show. But I feel like there's a huge target of trying to make sure that us as African-American men are not represented in the proper way. And they try to make sure that all of those things are taken out. You look at Ironheart. What did they do? They took the black male out. He got shot in a drive-by. You look at Miles Morales, his father gets killed, and he embraces his Puerto Rican side, but not his African American side. You have War Machine. War Machine is great, but War Machine is particularly sticks to one person, and you never see him hang out with anyone that looks like us. There's never somebody that we see in there that's like, I went to high school with a dude like that.
Yeah.
There we go. Or act in the ways that we would act in certain situations. And that was the thing I didn't like about seeing Captain America. It's like, that's not how we would act. That is not how a dude from New Orleans, Louisiana would act. Okay. And we up here. Yeah, even with Black Panther, they tried to keep African Americans and Wakandans separate. Oh, we're gonna show everybody else, but the one person that made sense in all of it, you made the villain, which is an African American male named Killmonger.
Oh man,
but I'm gonna stop there because again, we'll be here 3 hours, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's because I had a thought, but then you threw me off with something else that you just said about Black Panther. But that's our review, guys. I think that sums it.
Just before we got hit, what do you give it? What's your grade?
You haven't said what you would give it.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it's sort of made, um, if it sort of made my top three of Marvel shows, it's pretty high on the list for me. Uh, Riri is a fairly new character for me as well. So to get to know her from Wakanda Forever to now, man, I like an 8.5. I'll give it. It was solid across the board because it felt like a movie that they just chopped up. That's why, like with the 6 episodes, there was no filler. I appreciated that, but no, it was for sure like it's crept into my top 3 for that.
Also, Kevin Feige, if you're seeing this, give us a movie mode for TV shows where we skip the intros and everything. Just give us the full length and let us play it all the way through. Like, give us the option to click movie mode and watch all 6 episodes with no commercials, no credits. It just goes straight into the next episode.
That'd be great. That'd be solid.
Oh my gosh, please. Please.
No, I have one thing left, but you threw me off because I started thinking about something else you said. But anyway, we'll close it out there, man. It'll come back to me some other time. But man, this was fun. A lot to dissect, a lot to go into Marvel, a lot that's coming up in Marvel in the future. We're done with this phase. We're completely finished. Now we move on to Magic. We move on to Doom. We move on to Fantastic Four. That comes out in what, a week or two?
Yep.
2 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, we get Jurassic Park, then Superman, and then Fantastic Four.
Yep. So a lot to digest here in July. But man, that was fun. Will, I got notes written down here, man. I'm like going back. Gonna go back
and like
come on,
start a comic book tomorrow. Come talk
looking
about
like who's she talking to?
Yeah. Listen,
who is that?
After we finish kayfabe, just come
Is
on.
the background blurry as she's talking to this person? Hold on.
That background
Blur it out.
Does it like a dream sequence? I don't know. What is this?
Did the background change? Wait, are we in the same place?
Is this the dream? Are we in Chicago for real?
All phase 5 was a dream for me now, man. It's number the dream. But Jay, go ahead and tell people where they can find you and where they can support.
Oh my goodness. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok as long as we have it at Nerdiqua. And then also on Instagram at Rocking the Bald Pod. That is my podcast. And I'm on Blue Sky. I'm over there.
Will, I'll let you do your outro since I took your intro.
I appreciate it. Like I said, great intro though, man. You can find me everywhere at Will Pharaoh. That's PHARAOH on all social platforms with the exception of Facebook. That is W Pharaoh, so WPHARAOH. Make sure you also follow my Show Out of a Comic Book YouTube channel as well as those Instagram channels as well as the arcade tokens. And make sure you always check out the Kayfabe podcast with, of course, myself, Dion, and Wrestling with Honey. We have a new show every week. We'll be going on tomorrow as well to have some great topics that we're going to talk about. And again, just make sure that you like our stuff, comment on this episode, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to these channels. Every time that y'all do that, these platforms see it, they offer us more things, which means that we get more time to be able to do these things for you and have these great conversations. So your support does matter. And I don't just mean for myself, I mean for each and every single person that is on this show right now. Support and continue to make sure we can do our dreams.
Woo!
Yeah. Will and Doc, go ahead and close us out, man.
Well, my good people, once again, we have come to the end. And it was a glorious, wonderful, magnanimous show. But now we got to say goodbye. And Will has come through and hit us with all type of pie. But we out of here
now.
I had to go for Black Dynamite, the Bullhorn. You know, that's my second favorite character.
The way Will turned. That's dumb.
But anyway, hey, people, y'all know us. Hey, All-Star Fantasy Show. Y'all can find us.
Oh my God.
Y'all can find us on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And we out of this thing. Once again, it's Doc, Jen, Will, and Dion. Peace.
Bye.
I'm the Captain America.